Hi, this is Carolina, the Soul Coach. Welcome to my podcast. Hello and welcome to this week's Sunday Catchup podcast. How are you? And how has your week been? I hope it's been a very good one. Mine has. It's been a busy one, another busy week, but yet calm as well, which is not a word that I use often. However, it was a good week and got into a really good routine this week. And that really works for me. I really love a routine. I also like being spontaneous, but just like day in, day out, every day, I really like it. So just getting up early, getting to work early, missing all the traffic, not that there was any traffic because it was half term, but getting loads done because I got in even earlier. And then I kind of feel ready for the day. There was one day where I think Will came in with me, which was really, really nice. And we had a meeting at like 9. But it threw like my routine. And so I kind of couldn't catch up with myself during that day, which was really odd. However, the bonus of Will coming in to work with me and us going for coffee and then having a meeting and catching up and everything was great. But yeah, routine is good. And I was able then to complete some projects and spend some time in the shop, which is looking amazing. I love our little shop. It's so nice. It so is. And I can't believe it. I know I say it sometimes, but 17 and a half years. That's such a huge achievement. And I just don't know where that time has gone. I was 39 and a lot, actually, 3 weeks before my 40th. But honestly, don't know where that time's gone. It's amazing, and it's just not lovely. And I love going there every day, and I just love what we do. And I love how the team are so amazing and how we all work so well together, and everyone's got their role and adds in a little bit of sparkle into the shop. I love it. I love it so much. I'm so grateful to everyone. I really am. So yeah, it was really good getting into a routine. And then a little drive into work for about 15 minutes, which is nice because it's kind of quite a nice little meditation on the way to work. And then on the way home, I'm able to catch up with some friends and people that I haven't spoken to for a little while on the car phone. So that's nice as well, or just kind of unwinding from the day. So the little drive in, little drive home, it works as well. The only thing I haven't managed to fit into the routine at the minute is exercise. I did go for a run a couple of weeks ago, but I haven't been able to go since. I was going to go, to be fair, but couldn't find my sports bra. I don't know how hard I looked because I found it later on at the bottom of the washing pile. So, but I did look through that pile, but couldn't find it. Anyway, I took it that I wasn't meant to, but I do need to, as I say, every week, need to get into exercise. Need to do my runs more frequently and do that, and I will once I've got a strong enough reason to. I will do it. But what is that about our brains needing a strong enough reason not to keep alive? Wouldn't that be strong enough reason to keep healthy? That should be a strong enough reason, but no, my brain is like, oh, there's other things that you can do. It gets so tiresome. But at some point I will do my exercise. I will do it. What else happened this week? Yeah, Quest is just looking fantastic. And as soon as Halloween and Diwali pass, which I'll come back to in a minute, straight up with the Christmas stuff. Yes, I even got some gingerbread men looking paper bags for this year. They were out the next day. Bring on the whole spirit of Christmas. I love it, that run up to. I think it's one of my favourite times of the year. It's not my favourite season. I'd say spring is. But I do love this time of year. I love the clocks going back because we get the extra hour. I love Halloween, Diwali. I love bonfire. And then I love the lead up to Christmas. It's a great time of year. And it's great to talk to so many customers and just have lots of chats and really talk about the app with people. And the feedback has been great. Thank you so much for the feedback on app. I really want to make it for you on what you want. So please keep coming back with the feedback. What do you want from it? How can it be useful to you? If you haven't checked it out, check it out on Soul Space or Soul Coach, and it will come up, and it's really pretty. It's blue with a little white lotus flower. It's really nice, and it's just, people have been saying how it's really, really been helping them with positive reminders, affirmations, and the meditations and the journal. And there is lots more coming. I'm literally hanging by a thread, waiting for these updates that we've got planned that should be coming through very, very soon. So that's great. And then having your feedback is going to help make it even better. So please keep that coming. On Wednesday evening, I had a difficult meeting to attend. I'm a director for a community business, and we wanted to make some changes to the articles, and I was a little bit nervous, but all was okay. You know, it's like that. You're introducing yourself, aren't you, round a table, and it was quite official, and it was all fine. And we just wanted to make some really simple changes to articles, but there's someone within the board that didn't want to make the changes. And he threw in a surprise at the end of the meeting, so we couldn't make the changes that were required. And it was just really unfortunate. And it was just such a waste of everyone's time. And you'd think he would have told us before we'd got as far as we'd got, but he didn't. And you just like, why? Why didn't he tell us? And I can't go into any details, but for me, it's like we're all on the same team. We're all wanting to achieve the same purpose. So, and I firmly believe teamwork makes the dream work. It's like everyone has different skills. We like, you know, you bring to the table the skills that you have and you all work together. Oh, no. And it would be so cool to pull together. So what can I do? It's really, really difficult to know what to do, and because it's kind of out of your control. It literally is. So I've been reflecting about that, and I firmly believe that I've done everything that I possibly can, and there isn't anything more that I can do, and that it just needs to play out. And sometimes when we're not in control, that's what needs to happen. We can do the things that we can do, but then we have to let it play out and kind of hand it over really to sort it out. And then the other little kind of gripe this week, I had a call from HMRC, so Customers and Excise. So basically in May this year, I had a letter from them to say that another company in another part of the world had said that they were going to ship some goods to me, but that never happened, and they did it through another company a month later. But as far as the UK HMRC Customs and Excise are concerned, I never paid VAT or customs on that import. So I got this letter, referred it to the company that they were talking about, and this lovely lady phoned me on Friday to say that they couldn't deal with the company, they had to deal with me, and that they kind of wanted to prove that I hadn't received the shipment. But I didn't even know that this had happened until I got this letter in May, did all what I needed to do, thought it was all resolved, and then I get this letter out the blue, not the letter, the phone call out the blue. So it's really difficult to prove a negative. So I could prove positive that I did get the shipment, I did pay the VAT, I did pay the duty, I did everything that I needed to do about 3 weeks later. But I can't prove that I didn't get the stuff because I never got the stuff. Really difficult. And anyway, she was really super helpful and she was lovely, and I'm sure we'll get it resolved. And she wanted to email me, but they have like protocols around emails, and I didn't read the letter properly. So then I didn't write what I needed to write in it to say that I understand the risks and blah, 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 blah. I just said, yep, that's fine. And then the document I needed to send got bounced back, and then I had to send her another email. And then, of course, it was 4:00 in the afternoon and I didn't hear from her again. So just need to pick that back up. But, when you like, things are in the flow and you're just like, things are good and you're in control, the life's just going and everything else. And then you get these like little things that come into your life, and I'm like, just like a little hurdle. And I just think that's life, isn't it? I just think we get these little bumps in the road. We get these little aggravating things, and they're there to teach us. And what are they there to teach us? I think for me, it's how I respond. I usually go into major fear, major panic. It's all consuming. My brain latches on, and then it's like, And so these two things kind of like would like testing me on to how I was reacting, so that I didn't let it fully take hold of me. And I think listening to the 90-second podcast was really good the other week, of kind of like breathing and just knowing that these feelings will pass, which I know they do, and they do, helped. And also, obviously, the Ho'oponopono, saying that, and just really coming to my breathing. It's all okay. And just dealing with things very matter-of-factly. And it's really helped me be able to deal, and has equipped me to be able to deal with these little bumps in the road. And I just think it's just useful to have these techniques, isn't it? It's really helped me this week. It really, really has. So at least I haven't been thrown too much, just a little bit, have a little rant, and then able to deal with it. Do you remember that telecom company I was talking about a few podcasts ago, and how that was all consuming? I was so cross and so angry, and I literally let it kind of consume me, even though that fueled me getting refunds and sorting things out, and not letting someone bamboozle me, because they really did. Anyway, don't get me started on that, or I won't get myself started on that. But anyway, I just think we're always going to have hiccups, aren't we? I'm always going to have hiccups. I'm always going to have bumps in the roads, but it's how I'm dealing with them, because I don't want anything to spoil my vibe. Honestly, I'm really loving my vibe at the minute. I'm so happy where we're living. I'm so happy in our cottage. I'm so happy with feeling connected to myself, and just connected to that higher part of me. I'm really enjoying my vibe right now. So yeah, I don't want me to allow anyone to spoil that. And that's up to me. That's up to my hygiene, what I do spiritually, meditation, do all the right things, the routine, the self-care, the well-being. It's just really, really important. So yeah, I'm really, really enjoying the vibe right now. What else this week? Let's just have a think. So Halloween's great, isn't it? It's just great. So as I shared last week's podcast, Halloween is quite a big event for us. And we went round to Harriet and Matt's house, my daughter and her boyfriend's house. And we had such a great night. It was really fun. So we carved pumpkins. We had a pumpkin competition. So we took all the pumpkins outside. And then when someone came past... we asked them to judge the pumpkins, and she did it very diplomatically, and that was really cool. But they were so great. It's just such good fun. We managed to catch up with Matt's parents, and Matt's and Hattie's friends were there, Dev and Chloe, so it was really nice. And they're moving to Bear Green, and I used to live in Bear Green for a year, so that brought back memories. And we looked at their place on the photos, and I'm so excited for them to be moving into a dream home, because they're living in a flat at the moment and moving to a bungalow. So looked looked amazing. And so I lived in Bear Green when I was aged between 15 and 16. Yeah, that was my tearaway years. It really was. It was my rebellious years where I went to the pub a lot, and boys were involved as well, and cars, and they were a lot older than me, but I remember getting banned from the pub because I was underage. It was so bad. Anyway, that was when I was 15 to 16. I'm sure we can all remember our teenage years, but yeah, that was. I grew up, and I was I remember as a child, I was quite I was a bit of a dumpling, to be fair. I was quite plain and just like didn't know anything about anything. I was so like, I wasn't aware of really fashion or clothes or boys or anything. And then at age 15, I met up with this friend when we moved to Bear Green called Debbie, and we went to a fancy dressed as St Trinians. Oh my God. I remember this blooming photo with this short mini skirt on. I didn't really recognise myself. It was that photo, and I was like, oh my goodness me, I'm not a dumpling anymore. I have a bit of a figure, and what are those legs? It was kind of like really eye-opening. I really need to dig this photo out. I don't know where it is. Maybe my brother's got it. I've got to find this photo. And I had this hat on. It was like a St Trinian. Yeah, it was St Trinian thing. Anyway, so that was that for a year. And then, after that, I was like, nah, this isn't for me. I need to sort myself out. So, but I have fond memories of that year. And then, anyway, there we go. Gosh, it's funny, isn't it, when you start thinking about your teenagers, and it was such a long time ago, but it was quite fun. But oh God, I couldn't do it again. So anyway, let me get back. I'm digressing there. Let me get back to Halloween. So it's really good. But the fun bit, the absolutely best bit, was we had over 80 children come to the door throughout the evening. Over 80. And I'll tell you why we know it was over 80. Not because we counted them, but Hattie, obviously Harriet from Hattie's Sweet Shop, is our daughter. And she made some little vouchers to give the children, when they came, 15% off for the shop, the sweet shop. And she did 80 of them. Well, we ran out of them. We literally ran out of them. But it was just really fun seeing little ones, tall teenagers, all in their fancy dress costume. I think the best two that stand out for me was there was a dad in a unicorn fancy dress costume, full like fancy dress, cuddly unicorn like outfit. That was cool. And then another teenager was in a big size dinosaur. It was really awesome. That was cool. And then seeing the little wee ones in their fancy dress costume. And of course I asked a few of them, no, trick please, what are you going to do? And they just like look at me. I'm like, I'm only joking. And then give them the sweets. Oh, it was such fun. It really was. And Claire, Matt's mum, she really enjoyed giving the vouchers out, and I was giving the sweeties out. So yeah, loved it. It brought so much good energy, and it was really good fun. Really good fun. And then we had some food. Matt's so good at barbecuing, and we had burger and chips, and Hattie and Matt just really hosted so well, and I had some champagne, and it was just a really, really nice, wholesome family evening. Really good fun. And then we had a firework display. I'm so sorry for anyone with pets, but we had a firework display. There was amazing fireworks, lots of rockets. It was wonderful. It was really good fun. and also celebrating Diwali and the Festival of Light, and that was just really lovely to spread some light and some joy for the rest of the year. It was just really nice, and going into next year, obviously. So yeah, that was Thursday night. So that's really fun. And then Saturday night, Bochum fireworks. So that's that be fun as well. And love fireworks. I absolutely love fireworks. I don't know, there's something about stars and fireworks, just the sparkle and the whoosh. I love the whoosh of the rocket and bonfire and community, and I just love it. And everyone's just seems so happy, and the bonfires are so nice, and the smell, and it being cold and the clear, and just amazing. Saying that though, the last 2 or 3 years it's been wet, so haven't been able to enjoy it as much as we'd like to, but hopefully this year will be completely different, because we've got a whole week of it, haven't we? So we got the Bochum fireworks were last night, and then we've got the bonfire night on the 5th, and then there'll be fireworks throughout. So yeah, that was good. You can tell I'm really enthusiastic about that. So, can't not talk about Christmas films. So watched the second Christmas film in the week, and going to watch another one today. Yes, really looking forward to watching the first Christmas film of this week, and I think some of the channels are saying there's some new Christmas films coming very soon, so I'm a bit ahead of the game. So yeah, can't wait. Love a good Christmas film. What's your favourite Christmas film? Obviously Love Actually is really cool. Gotta say Boxing Day, because of Amel Amin, and I interviewed him very recently, and in that podcast he tells the story of how when he was in LA a few years ago, I can't remember what it was, but our daughter went out to LA to see our good friends Annie and TJ, and they were both busy with working, and Amel took her under his wing, and they spent a couple of evenings together. They just hung out, and they watched Love Actually together, and that was like the spark of his film Boxing Day. And he then produced and directed Boxing Day, and it's just how his Boxing Day are, his Christmases are. So yeah, really cool. And he talks about that in the podcast, and he shares of how he knew from when he was a teenager what he wanted to do, and he shared a video of him as a teenager in while we were chatting in the podcast of what he wanted to do. And there he is, 39, literally smashing it, literally manifesting everything that he wanted when he was only a young boy. So yeah, really inspirational. Yeah, love you, Amel. Absolutely love you. You're just a real inspiration. And it was just amazing reading his hands back when he was just 13. We talk about that in the podcast as well. And how, like, I saw age 37, he was literally gonna his whole life would change, and his career would change completely. And yeah, so that happened. So yeah, very interesting podcast, and I would thoroughly recommend it. It's one of the Living a Life of Magic podcasts. It's a video interview, and I think there is a voice one as well, but it's on YouTube, so you can see that on Living a Life of Magic. And if you'd like to be interviewed for my Living a Life of Magic podcast, shout me out. If you're living a life of magic and you want to share with others how you came to be living a life of magic and what your story is, I'd love to hear from you, and we could do an interview. That'd be really awesome. Really awesome. Oh, okay. Well, I think that's it for this week. I hope you have a good one. I hope your week was good. I hope your next week will be good. And have you been noticing the small wins this week? There have been a few for me. I've been definitely noticing the small wins for sure. And I hope you have. It's all about those little small wins, because those small wins build up to big wins. They really do. Let's just take a breath. All is well. All is so well. In this moment, just taking a deep breath in and breathing out. Breathing in love. And breathing out anything that's not serving your higher purpose. And if you ever just feel like a little clear out, sometimes I do this, just do a little check. You can just ask Archangel Michael to come in with his lovely great big sword and cut away anything that's not serving your highest purpose, or you're not serving its highest purpose. You could do it with friends. You can do it with anything. You could do it with habits. Maybe I need to ask Archangel Michael to cut any cords or anything around not exercising. Thank you. Relaxing those shoulders. Breathing into your tummy. Feeling your feet on the ground. What was one small win this week? Celebrate those little wins and have a great week ahead. Until next week, huge blessings to you. Take care. God bless.